Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. I hope you guys are having a good one. Yesterday the Euros football was exciting. Spain are through, France are through on penalties, and today we have got the mighty England. The weather behind you lot right now is an absolute disgrace. But what isn't disgraceful is we have got Chelsea once again running through the dark, getting business done before anyone even knows that anything is happening. Chelsea have made another signing. We have bought a left-footed centre-back who apparently is better than Calafiori. Not entirely sure about that yet. It's probably because he's going to Arsenal and we don't want to come across too upset or too bitter. But Chelsea are about to sign Renato Veiga from FC Basel. The last player that we bought from Basel. Put it in the comments down below. It was Mohamed Salah. If you didn't put it in the comments before I said that, then it's bloody cheating. Alright? It's Saturday morning. I'm loving life. Exclusive. Chelsea agree deal to sign Portuguese talent Renato Veiga from FC Basel. 2003 born, left-footed versatile defender / midfielder set to leave Basel training camp to join Chelsea. Package will be worth 14-15 million euros. Personal terms agreed. More details. There will be no sell-on clause or add-ons. This is interesting. Veiga will undergo medical and sign in the next hour's done deal. Key detail, Chelsea see him playing as left-back, centre-back and midfielder. Now this to me is massive, and this is why this Renato Veiga signing, just because the numbers aren't like 30, 40, 50 plus million, 14, 15 million, this could end up being an absolute bargain. The reason for it, when you look at what Chelsea are detailing here when it comes to the profile of the player, you can see his stat graphic up on the screen now. A player that can play in all of those positions sounds very much to me like a perfect option for an inverted left back in an Enzo Maresca system. We've also seen in recent days that even though Marc Cucurella is without question the best left back at the Euros so far, Chelsea is still reportedly willing to entertain offers for him this summer. So, Renato Veiga coming in, when he is that versatile, can play centre-back, can play left-back, can play in the midfield as well, I fully see this as being a backup as a left-back so that either Chilwell or Cucurella can be sold. And if I'm being honest right now, if you'd have asked me this question 1 year ago, I'd have said, get rid of Cucurella all day long. But the way that he grew, and the way that Chelsea became so sturdy and assured all over the field when Marc Cucurella was inverting in possession into that central midfield role, Chelsea looked really good. Chelsea looked fantastic. So, I think this is a massive move for the club. And I think as much as, again, the fee isn't the biggest fee in the world, this is something we've absolutely got to watch out for. As well as that, we've also seen a lot of the young players that Chelsea have bought, like, for example, Yekane Chukwuemeka's. When you learn a year on that there's a 40 million release clause in there, you start to understand what the club are trying to do. You start to see this whole, right, if we stockpile as much of the young talent as we possibly can, stick a release clause on there for 40 million quid, which is double the investment that we made, then we're going to be making money if that player doesn't explode. The issue at Chelsea is if only we spent as much care and attention and money on fixing the issues in the medical department, which would ensure that players wouldn't get injured, then we might actually see profits and benefits from this buying and selling model. Until we actually do that and players can stay fit and get opportunities, their prices won't rise. So with Renato Veiga, I'm absolutely seeing this as an immediate first team signing. We've been looking at players that can use their left foot or left-footed playing in the centre-back role as well to give some protection for Badiashile, Levi Colwill. There's also questions, right? When it comes to the defence, I'm going to go through them now. Off the top of my head, Wesley Fofana was injured for a year. Levi Colwill was injured for so much of last season. Axel Disasi, other than a couple of decent performances, I think he had a bang average season. And I don't necessarily think he's at the level that Chelsea need. Alfie Gilchrist expected to go out on loan. Benoit Badiashile either looks like a Rolls Royce of a defender that Todd Boehly bought in his bloody Lamborghini, or he looks as though he's not fit enough to drive a flipping Corsa. No disrespect to the Corsa family out there, but Badiashile I don't think also is at a consistent enough, good enough, high enough Chelsea Premier League level. So, Renato Veiga was plying his trade in Basel, in Basel, in Switzerland. It's almost the same thing. It's absolutely not. And he's Portuguese. 14 million, 15 million. This could end up being one of those signings, a bit like Keane and Dewsbury Hall, that if this guy really does come good, the defensive stats are also decent. I've not seen enough of this player to give you any more serious information about this one because I've not watched him. This transfer came out of nowhere. And this is also another thing. The Chelsea of old, we would just find out of nowhere that we're signing someone. We'd find out of absolutely nowhere that a wonder kid is on the way. And this is exciting news. We're getting the players done where we're being linked with absolutely everybody. I've seen links to so many players to Chelsea Football Club this summer. And now we're signing the ones where we've clearly done the work, the due diligence in the process of recruitment, which is something that I think these new owners won't get the credit for this until we see these youngsters, your Esteval Williams, your Kendry Pyers, until we see these guys play for Chelsea. We're not gonna see any of the fruits of this labour. We're not gonna see the value behind making these signings. I'm not all on board with the whole buying and then selling later kind of thing. I'm not fully convinced by it. I think we should be working to boost our revenues by making sure we get the best players now so that we keep qualifying for the Champions League. That, for me, is the model that I back more. But I do see what the club are trying to do. I do think that some of these players, particularly Esteval, if you saw the goal that he scored, I think it was late 2 nights ago, the man is an absolute machine. Chelsea have unearthed an absolute golden boy. He is going to be one of the best players in the Premier League as soon as he arrives. That's how good I think this kid could be. Yes, it's putting pressure on their shoulders, but this is the thing. We're buying so many of these young players, and I do believe that quite a few of them are really going to become special talents. And with the academy overhaul that we've seen this week, as much as my initial reaction to this was negative, as much as I think, well, I don't really want us to be changing everything because right now the on-field results aren't reflecting how this value of the club changes. So, what I think is going to happen here is these young players are going to come through. Some of them will be immediately ready for the first team. Renato Veiga could be one of them. Pyers will be involved straight away. Esteval will be involved straight away. Then as a result of that, there'll be players like Angelo that get sold because they're not at that level. Cassidy that gets sold, but at least because Chelsea bought them, we always had first refusal. This is me trying to backwards rationalise my negativity behind what I couldn't see about the way that the club are buying to sell players. But Renato Veiga to Chelsea is a done deal. It's been done out of absolute nowhere. This is very exciting. I can't wait to see him in pre-season, and we will be there in the United States of America. The final story that I want to speak about today is one that I brought up yesterday, and a lot of you guys picked it out from the video. You left your comments. Federico Chiesa. All right? Federico Chiesa to Chelsea. The potential of this deal happening, at the moment, we're not seeing any links for Chiesa to Chelsea, but Juventus want to sell Chiesa for 25 million euros. I know that this guy has gone missing since the Euros in 2021, basically, when Italy beat England in the final. Chiesa was one of the best players at that tournament, if not, in my opinion, the best attacking player at the tournament. He's lost his way. There was a move, I think, around the Euros time as well, where he went to Juventus. This, to me, makes a lot of sense. I know the wages would be high, but if you could get him in, and obviously we've spoken as well about the wage structure and all that, but if he was willing to accept, still being a high earner, one of the top earners, but bit less than what he wants, he can't really be asking for stupid money when the bloke cannot stay fit. Juventus are wanting to get rid of him for 25 million. I know he's definitely probably worth more than that. But surely, at this point in time, I think he'd be a better option than Mudryk. And this isn't me just completely writing Mudryk off, but towards the end of last season, watching Ukraine at the Euros, Mudryk just isn't that player yet. He really isn't. So, my question to you lot in the comments down below, should we not be prioritising the left wing as opposed to the right wing? Noni Madueke, I think, is going to explode this season. You got Esteval on the way. You've had Cole Palmer playing there last year. surely it's the left-hand side that needs the most attention. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. If you're excited for Renato Veiga joining, smack a like on this video, subscribe if you are new, and hopefully I'm talking to you tomorrow where England are European semi-finalists. Come on England, come on you Blues.